Are food delivery drivers staying in the gig economy, delivering food for too much? Have we overstayed our welcome? Are you continuing to do this job, but you're not really making more money year over year? Have you overstayed your welcome in this side hustle? That's what I want to talk about in today's video. I'm looking for your guys' engagement and comments and perspective in the comment section. Welcome back to Mr.BetonYou. Most of you that watch this channel, most people that do this work started in the last, we'll say 4 years, maybe 5, right? Most of you didn't do this and didn't do it before the pandemic, right? Many of you have, but not most that are still doing this. Most that did it back then that maybe have stopped or tried something else because so many drivers came and so much has changed on the platforms that they weren't able to make money like they did in the golden days, whatever. Some people say that, right? It's not like it used to be, Pedro. It's not like it used to be. I remember base pay $7, $8, $10. People used to tip, blah, blah, blah. Not as many drivers out there. I was able to make good money. Now there's too many drivers. I can't make it, so I left. But I think a lot of us are staying in it, and we haven't left, and we think it's going to get better, or we're just content with making this amount of money, whether it's $15 an hour, $20 an hour, $25 an hour, whatever that is for you, and you're just happy with doing it because you're still able to maybe make your rent and your mortgage or your bills or whatever. But I do think there are a growing number of people that maybe they thought about going back to a W-2, trying something else, and they haven't because maybe they're scared. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you're worried that you've built this new gig life of yours, especially if you're doing it full time, and you can't go back. You don't want to have a boss, a schedule. You like the life that you have. Even if you're making less money or you're not happy with the apps and what they do, you kind of enjoy it. The freedom and the flexibility or whatever you call it. And you can't go back. Some of us have that pride. To where you don't want to go back. You'll feel like that's failure or your defeat because you haven't yet paid down that debt. You haven't yet made the money you want to make. But I think the majority of us are staying in it because we're comfortable. It's like that W-2 you had before you did this, or the career you had, or whatever you were doing, the job hopping you were doing, whatever lifestyle you had to make money. You didn't like it. You didn't hate it. You definitely didn't love it, but you stayed because you got comfortable. You got used to the check every week or every 2 weeks, or the commission check when you would sell something or whatever, however you were making money. You got comfortable. Like a lot of us do. So you're just stuck maybe, or you might feel stuck. I think this gig work, while it can have freedom, flexibility, independency, in many ways it's like having a regular job. You're dependent upon that paycheck. Now, your paycheck is what you make per shift, per day. It's the time and effort you put out there. But it's still a job, a gig, whatever you want to call it. But have you overstayed your welcome? Will you ever go back to traditional W-2 work? How long will you last in the gig economy? Many of you that are still watching this channel left. You either no longer do rideshare, many of you no longer do DoorDash. You went back to finding something else to do. It served a purpose, and maybe you do it occasionally here and there, and I think that's great. But also many of you are still doing it, and I know there's few of you watching this and you feel like, how long can I do this? I don't want to do it, but I don't want to go back to a W-2. I don't want to go find a new gig, find a new job. I also just don't want to download another app because at the end of the day, the app newness will wear off. I've downloaded a few apps and I no longer work them, or there's just no opportunity and they were good for a little while, a couple of months, and then nothing. Are you stuck? How long will you be stuck? Or maybe you're part of that group that loves it and you're doing great. And every year you're making more money. I wonder how many people can say that doing this kind of work. So let's say you started in 2020. You're going on 5 years. Every year, are you making more money, more profits year over year? I wonder how many of you can say that. I hope more than I think, but I don't think the average experience of somebody doing this is going to make more money year over year to keep up with the inflation and the rising cost of having a car or having insurance. And I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm asking you guys, are you stuck? Do you feel stuck? What are the barriers stopping you from doing something else? Or are you still continuing to have success year over year, month over month? Because when you have a job, a career, a trade, you should make more money over time. But I also think the kind of people that come to these apps probably had a job that was maybe middle management or less, and you weren't making a whole lot of money. And you came to this and you're just doing it because you love it, because you don't have a boss and you got a car and you're making your bills and you're good with that. No uniform, no policies, no real procedures, really. I mean, there are in the app, but not really. So you're just doing what you're doing. Well, that's my sign to end the video. Drop your comments in the comment section down below. Where are you guys at in your gig experience and gig life right now in the early part of 2025?